Hello, magical people of the internet. I'm here today to do another wear test because people quite enjoyed my last wear test. I say people, no one commented, no one said anything, but it had a hell of a lot of views in comparison to my other videos. So I assume people want to know if it really does do the thing it says it's gonna do. So today I have the Maybelline Superstay. Now I might be very late to the bandwagon on this one. Although I've heard lots of good things about this foundation, I've never bought it. I'm part of a few beauty groups on Facebook. I keep up with all the suggested drugstore type price range, and when anyone is looking for a new foundation, people either usually say Estee Lauder's Double Wear foundation, which if you want to know if that works, please go and see my other video. I'll link it in the description below. And I also hear this one is very good. Now I got the foundation and I got the concealer, both of which cost me £9.99 each, and there's 30 millilitres in this and 6 millilitres in this, and they cost the same price. Also in the store that I went into, I'm pretty sure they didn't have my shade, because this is shade 3 in True Ivory. I think it will match, but this is shade 05, which is just ivory, so I'm going to assume that this concealer is going to be darker than my foundation. Just keep in mind, concealers should usually either be the same shade or slightly lighter as a highlight, not darker. And I opened it for some shots and it looks really yellow. We'll see. Right, I'm going to prime my face with the in-transit camera close-up by This Works. I tend to use the same regime every time I do a wear test to give it a fair shot. I also don't use setting sprays either, because not everyone uses them. I don't tend to unless I'm going on a night out. Because when I go on a night out, I tend to somehow rub my face like a hussy against everything. And I don't think that it's fair that a foundation that's been used with a setting spray is a really fair judgment of what that foundation is capable of. And let that sit in for a minute. Now for the moment of truth. I'm going to squirt this onto my hand. Oh. It's watery. It's a lot like the Estee Lauder consistency. The internet told me this was suitable for cool tones. We'll see. It is very... I hope it doesn't oxidize too much, because although it looks extremely pale on camera, this is actually shade matched pretty nicely. As you can see by my neck, I have a pretty pink face. I just hope it doesn't go orange. Just so that you know, it is 9:15 in the morning. My brush is going orange. Seems okay. My foundation is usually a bit paler than this. I like the pale look. Anyone who knows me by now knows that I look like a ghost. This is probably the darkest foundation I've used for a while. Although I suppose if it's dark, it's a good thing if the concealer is dark as well. That's the foundation. Now for the concealer. I've been dreading this a little bit. I'm just gonna squish the tube around. Okie dokie. Let's all cross our fingers. It looks like it's going to oxidize into a tan colour. Oh, cakey. Very cakey. Okay, it's not as pale as I would like it to be, and it is definitely sitting in my creases. Absolutely sitting in my creases. It's not even shy about it. It is just, it's all up in my lines. I'm going to quickly set it before I accidentally set creases into my face. So, current check-in opinion. I think it is... I think it is cakey. I do. I think it is cakey. It looks okay now. I'm not upset at the idea of going outside, although it is a tiny bit, you can't really tell because lights everywhere, but it is a little bit darker than my neck, tiny bit, that's okay, not enough to really put me off, but considering it said it was true ivory with cool tones, it's going very sort of brown and orangey. The concealer ended up the exact same shade as the foundation. Either that or it just disappeared after I put it on. So my face is essentially done. You can't even tell, but my sponge is so orange. Ugh, makes me nervous. I'm going to go and just do a basic eye look with the Carnival palette. I got the Carnival palette XL recently and I'm gagging to try it, but I'm only going to use it as a dedicated video so that you can watch me get as excited as possible. I was supposed to have a lot of things to do today, but the coronavirus, it's a thing. And I recently found out that my institution of learning, not prison, my learning institution has decided to close down for the rest of my academic year, for the rest of everyone's academic year. And it is March now, and this is my last year. I graduate this year. I graduate in only a few months, and I don't have any more classes now. It's just finished because of the virus. We are still taking some classes online, but for the most part, face-to-face classes are suspended. You know, I like going to class. It gives me something, it gives me a purpose. Bit of a teacher's pet, to be honest. What do I do without anyone to please? So I'm going to finish off the rest of my face. I'm going to put eyeliner on, mascara on. I just ended up with a brown and yellow look today, all matte. I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so it is It is 25 to 10 in the morning. I did notice as I was putting the rest of my makeup on that my face is tacky already. And for any of you that didn't watch my last video, I will not be topping up my face with powder for the rest of the day. I might blot my face with my sleeve. It's a force of habit. It might be disgusting. I don't know. I don't care. But I might be blotting my face every so often. The makeup is heavily sitting in my forehead crease already. I have a slight suspicion I'm not going to like this very much. Overall, the foundation and concealer together were nearly £20 exactly, which, just by looking at my massive forehead wrinkle already, I regret my decisions. I do fairly often, to be honest. Yeah. I didn't put any false eyelashes on today. I'm not going to bother. I just want to wear this foundation for as long as humanly possible. I'm going to take my little camera with me, and I'm going to check in every so often throughout the day until as late as possible. I'm not too high hope for it so far. It's meant to be Superstay 24-hour, and my face is already tacky. So either it won't agree with my oily complexion, or it's just gonna end up melting off my face. Alright then, I'll check in with you as the day goes on. I'm going to insert one clip right now of my face, just right now, but more close up with my other camera. That one tends to show off a bit more shine and a tiny bit more detail up close, and you can see what I look like right now. I'll check back in with you in random intervals in the day. I won't be able to tell you what times. I'll just make sure I timestamp it for you in each instance. We'll catch you all in exactly the next clip, probably. Okay, so it is 5 PM and it's been on now for nearly 8 hours, and so far I know it's probably a bit premature, but considering I've had it on nearly 7 hours, I think it's safe to say that I do not like this foundation. No. Multiple things I've noticed at the moment. One, it is ejecting from my face, okay? It's slipping, it's sliding. Yes, it could be my primer, but considering I used the same primer, the same moisturizer, the same process as my Estee Lauder and as my NYX foundation, which is my everyday foundation, I used the same process for both of those, and this doesn't happen. And yes, again, different products work differently together. Maybe if I bought a primer from Maybelline, this would stay on longer. But my primer and my powder work well with so many that it seems unfair that we can judge that prematurely on my primer. But I have to say it as a disclaimer because, you know, someone's gonna complain about it. The second thing I've noticed is it's a magnet for everything. Everything sticks to my face. It is extremely windy here in the UK at the moment, and I sat by the coast with my boyfriend drinking coffee, and we were there for half an hour. Very, very windy, but there are little black flecks all over my face. and I can't get rid of them because I can't repowder my face, but I sampled a tiny area with some powder, and even then it just covers the black specks in powder. It is a glue. I'm very shiny and sticky. I just feel sticky. I'm gonna zoom in and see if you can tell anything. It is separating and causing little dots all over my face. It's highlighting all my crinkle wrinkles. Generally, it's not doing very well, and I'm desperate to wash it off my face, but I will persevere for at least 12 hours because considering it's meant to be a 24-hour wear foundation, I can tell you right now it is not going to last 24 hours on my face, and not because I want to wash it off, but it won't last 24 hours in general. It would need a lot of help and a lot of upkeep to keep it on for 24 hours. So that is my nearly 7-hour check-in. I have got to go somewhere again now. I'll catch you up in a little while. Alright then. This is what my face looks right now. Well, this is what my face looks like right now. Yeah. I'm just gonna throw it out there and instantly conclude with no. Okay. Real talk now. Let me just recline. Real talk. I have a lot of issues with this foundation. It moves. I know I said this it is 7:15. It's only been 2 extra hours and it's already, I don't think any of it is where I left it on my face at the beginning. I even powdered some segments of my face because I had little black flecks from something that had glued themselves like a face hugger from Alien just to my face. This face has glued everything. Like, I have 2 beautiful little cats and I haven't really gone near them all day and I just have fur all over my face. That's not a problem I have with my normal foundation. So not only does it slip and slide, it glues everything. It sits in my fine lines and I'm
sticky.
I feel sticky. I'm going to try and wait it out until 9 p.m. at the very earliest before I wash it off. But even though we're at 7:15, it's going to be a struggle because it's so... My face feels itchy and clogged. Not impressed with this. Maybe I'll give it a few more goes. I might revisit this in future. But for now, this big no. Big no. Don't waste your money on this. The £32 concealer might be expensive, but it's good. Like, I'm not saying that you always have to spend a lot of money to have a good foundation. That's not it at all. But at the same time, going too cheap can also lead you in the other direction. So if you don't want to spend £32 on Estee Lauder, I don't recommend spending $9.99 on this. In the middle ground, my personal everyday favourite at the moment is NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. It is full coverage, it's not sticky, it's not cakey, it does very well on top of plain old moisturiser. Very good, worth the money, absolutely worth the money. That's £12.99, I might add, in pounds, for those who don't realise that I'm British, but £12.99, £9.99, £3 extra for something that is actually good. So, I don't know, get this if you want to torture yourself, or, I mean, I say that this is bad, but honestly, I've heard glowing reviews, so it could just honestly be my skin type. I have very oily skin, and I've mentioned that in my last review video, but you know, come on, foundations are so good right now, and you know, this claims to be good, so I don't know. Either way, don't recommend. Spend £3 extra on the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. That's gonna do you a whole lot better. I am going to insert a clip here about what my foundation looks like at whenever I've time stamped it. It's going to be in the future from how I'm talking right now, but I'm going to do a quick film on my other camera right before taking the makeup off, and I will timestamp it to whatever time I'm taking my makeup off so that you can see what it looks like after X amount of hours. I'm going to do my outro now, which is essentially just thank you so much for watching. Please, please, please take care of yourself. Maz out.
Sticky.